Hey, my name is Stephen Bross, and I have been playing around with a new project, and I call it Blueprint. Let me say it again. I call it Blueprint. So this is an app I built after 23 years of teaching in career and technical education, and I've spent a lot of time trying to help newer teachers and other teachers around the building, even around the districts, to help understand and learn how to effectively be a teacher in career and technical education. But the problem is every time you're looking around the internet or searching Google, you're always finding a lot of opportunity and software to help generic education, not specifically CTE. And so the only way that I can sort of say it is think of it this way. This was built and tested and sort of given improvements to me by real career and technical education teachers that are doing it day in and day out. Now, when you guys get to the homepage, right, you're going to see a lot of examples and demos and things to explore. But where the real power starts is when you click on the Let's Build a Program. Now, as we go through this, I think you're going to start to realize how specific this is for career and technical education, because you're going to see examples of the problems that we face on a regular basis. When you get in there, you're going to be asked two different things. So the first one is going to be, do you want a guided build or a fast build? Considering this is a brand new program, I had to go through the guided build, right? But it's not that it's going to slow you down. It's just going to explain to you what you need and what you're trying to do to really build out this application to support you, well, in a sort of a first time, second time shot for the rest of your career in technical education as a teacher, right? I guess a career, I don't know, but I'm just going to keep going. So now this part is building out the brain for your curriculum. And it's going to take you like 8 to 10 minutes, but this sort of one step is really only ever going to have to be completed once or twice at best, because the more information you put in, the better off you're going to have in building out the rest of the curriculum that you'll need for your regular everyday class, any administration requirements, and so on and so forth. So what you're going to enter is the first thing is, what do you teach, right? You know, what's your class? What grade levels do you teach? You know, what program levels are there? And then something that might have to deal with your pathway, whatever that is, right? There's hundreds of them, I guess, across the country. At this point, right, we're starting to see how the information is not specific to regular ed. Right? The next step you're going to get is your math section. I know no one likes to do math, but this is simple stuff, right? You're going to be asked whether you have to, are you how many weeks there are in a year for you. For me, it's 8 weeks times 4, that's 32. For most of you, it might be 9 times 4 for 36. And that's your call. But I can tell you I like 8 because the sending schools, we never know when they're coming and when they're not. And I would say we easily lose 2 to 3 weeks of randomness just because of the sending schools, right? Now you're going to put in your classes per week, your minutes per class, which for me, it's 120, and then your average class size. So however many kids you have in the classroom. This sort of structure is going to help build out the pacing in a realistic way. Now, you're going to hit the next button, you're going to click, and then you're going to move on to who are you as a teacher, right? This is kind of the stuff that I think is personal. What's your style? Are you structured or are you flexible? Are you like high energy or calm? What's your studio vibe? How does that all work? Is it fast paced? Is it loud? Or do you just prefer direct instruction or project based? I think most of us are project based. That is kind of the goal of career and technical education. And this information is going to shape how your lessons are written out. Okay, we're going to click again and we're going to move on to the classroom culture. This is my favorite section. This is where you have to go big, right? Put as much information in there that you would want to create. right? In my podcast, I use build the fort. This is that opportunity to build the fort, right? Your classroom vibe, your expectations, your energy level, shop environment. What are some of the basic rules? For me, it's about building that entire portfolio and requiring production levels at a high, right? Because you're building out your information, your portfolio, and what's going to help you in your career, right? Then you're going to, if you're struggling with the fact that you're not that great of a writer, use AI, use ChatGPT, cheat a little bit, and get a cool overview of what you would want it to say. Then there's another little prompt. It's not a huge major one, but this prompt is going to let you sort of clarify the reality, right? For example, in this case, art and design is what I teach. So it's kind of quiet, portfolio focus. Construction might be very active, a lot of shop movement, cosmetology, hands-on, and then class rotations. Anything that could sort of help gear your projects or your curriculum to a little more specifics of who you are as a teacher and what your program is all about. Now, we're sort of about just done with this first major step. But the very last thing it's going to ask you to do is upload your task list as a PDF and a program of study as a PDF. Now, once you put those two major sort of factors or files or documents, whatever you want to call, this is where you're going to see the magic happen. Right? So you're going to upload those and then you're going to click submit. Now you're going to watch the little cursor spin around or whatever is going to happen. But then eventually, right? I think it says 3 to 5 minutes. You're going to get this blueprint of what your entire course is about. Now, if you're a brand new teacher, this is going to be huge for you. If you've been teaching a long time like I have, it's not going to be that impressive. But remember, we're not really building anything that's super impressive yet. What we're trying to do is make sure the software knows who you are and what you're teaching. Okay? So once that opens up, you're going to see the very first thing is your task list. And the task list is there for a reason because we're going to be able to track them as we move through our planning stages. You're going to have your program of study. This is a great reference if you're new, but you're also going to need this for evaluations, your reviews, and state documentation. If you're a brand new teacher or still sort of figuring things out, your year at a glance is sort of that big picture pacing for the entire year. Remember, this is all editable. You might not like the way it's presented, but you can move things around and change things around to meet your requirements, and then that's going to help you support the rest of your planning. The last thing, a couple things, well, not the last, but you'll have your unit outline, and this is just a clear concept of breaking things down to simple sort of pods of information that kind of tie all your tasks together. And then the last thing is just a sample lesson plan. I put it in there just so you can get an idea of what you're going to be receiving and go from there. But it's just a sample. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even have put that in there. But anyway, it's in there for now. Maybe we can take that out later. Now, here's a really big part of everything that you just did. And this is where the planning has a lot of fun. So you're going to click in to your program, right? You're going to click into your program. And now you're going to see what the entire program that you have is going to look like and what the software has to offer after you've created that big build. Okay, big build done. We're building your first week or your unit. So you're going to click into your program. You'll see your dashboard. And the first thing you'll notice is a couple I guess, in a sense, boxes or buttons to push up top. And the very first one is your teaching assistant. This isn't generic AI. This is your assistant that now knows your program because of all the information you provided. And it's going to help you build whatever it is you actually want or ask questions or need to understand about your CTE program or CTE teaching. Okay, then the next one is your curriculum. We've already been through that foundation, right? Now we can begin to apply it, but you can always go back to it and edit it so that you have it on file or if you need to pull for it for any sort of administration purposes. And then the last, the whole kit and caboodle on this one, and that's build a lesson plan. So when you click build a lesson plan, this is where CTE separates from traditional education. right? The very first thing you're going to do is choose whether you're a week-based planning or a unit-based planning. And you can pick the number of days. If you have a short week because of voting, you can do a 3-day plan, no big deal. It sets it up for you. Remember though, unit-based plans sort of let you plan in a longer aspect. So it's not based on weeks, it's based on how long you could do the unit and however long that take, but it's going to have a hands-on aspect and a theory aspect. Then you're going to name your program. You can put in some descriptions. Again, the more you put in there, the better off you're going to be. You also can upload supporting documents. So if you've been around for a while and you've got stuff in Word documents and you're trying to organize or Google, you can put all this stuff in there and it's going to help you build out that information. Okay, you also are going to click what tasks you want to use, if there's IEP accommodations, and any advanced objectives that you might need that might just be asked from you for your IEP coordinators or your administration, or just trying to meet 504 plans, whatever it is that might be. Now, you click build and then boom, your lesson plan is generated. Now, that's all you get in the first step. And there's a reason for this, right? You get your first lesson plan for that week. Some of you, that might be all you need, right? Just an official lesson plan that you have to turn in. But the program doesn't stop there. It allows you, by prompting, to just develop student handouts. You can do slide outlines. You can do assessments, entrance tickets, exit tickets, journal prompts, industry context, restorative practices, which can be a huge help in your program. If you've never used them, I am starting to become a fan. How about your advanced differentiation? And then your real world applications. Man, I'm talking about this so much. I just am excited and I want this to get to you guys out to it so you can use it. Now, at the very end, you can take all of the stuff that you put in and build a test right from the end that you can export however you want it and use it to your advantage, and actually have a test that uses and composes all of the information that you've assembled to make this 1 week build. Now, once this is sort of done, you guys go back out into your program build and you're going to see a couple new things. You're going to see the week or the unit that you built in the specific year overview of where it falls in the marking period, where it falls as far as first, second, third week, how your units are organized. The cool part about that is you can actually move them around and edit where they go. You can rename them and you can change the pacing on them. Now, that all said and done, to me, just being able to see where everything is and control it is a huge opportunity. But the best part is, look right above it. It has a task tracker. If you click on the task tracker, you will now see all of the tasks that you've completed and then what part of the unit planning or week planning they're in. It'll also tell you if you're reinforcing them and where, so you can now show how your entire curriculum is being built out. If that doesn't sort of get you excited and understanding what we have to do as technical teachers, trying to use software that half the time never works, or it doesn't connect from the first marking period to the second one, or we lose it year after year, all these things are right here in front of you. Very simple, very controlled, and very organized. Now, here's the last thing, and I will tell you that I don't know, I'm just excited to sort of put this out there. Maybe you can get that. Maybe I should stop saying it. But anyway, this is just who I am as a person. But there's some also cool bonus features in there that I think you might like. If you're a multi-teacher program, there's an option for you to share it with another teacher so they can see what your planning is and go through your information. If you're getting close to retirement or you're build all this out and you have a new teacher that you actually like and want to give them your stuff, you can do a one-time transfer of all of this information to a brand new teacher. Just think how valuable that would be to someone coming into this who has just left the field. Now, why does this all exist? Because it's so needed, right? And it's technical education at its best. It's not theory for teachers. It's not generic curriculum platforms. It's specific to what we do every day in the classroom, in the shops, for career and technical education, which in my mind is the best way to educate. So as we move on, just some of the things I think it's going to help you understand how to control your shop chaos, evaluation pressure, state reviews, and the biggest thing, I believe it's going to help you not burn out trying to meet all the requirements of what's going on. So this is just a first start for me. I know I've talked too long, but anyway, some of the things that I would love to add is possibly inventory, student progression, and a lot more things in my mind going on about how this could so be important and affect everyone. So please, I hope I can help CTE teachers survive and actually enjoy their classrooms again. So welcome to Blueprint, and let's build, and okay, I will shut up for now.